3, episode 3. I'm here with Aleah. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
Hi, I live in Atlanta. I'm 26 years old, which I feel like surprises people. I feel like people think I'm
Yeah.
actually, I don't know. I get a lot of different age guesses on TikTok. But I'm 26. I turned 26 a month ago. I work in brand management Monday through Friday.
Okay.
Um, so I'm a brand manager. I can't really talk about the brands because work told me not to talk about them on
Oh no,
TikTok.
no, you're good. You're good. Whatever you can't talk about, I'm not gonna force you.
But yeah, I have like a corporate job Monday through Friday, and then I'm trying to go to PA school, so 2 Saturdays a month. I'm a medical assistant, and then I kind of
Oh
do some
wow.
social media stuff. So just hustling and staying busy right now.
So that's cool. So that means you're officially the first super smart person to be on the podcast. I haven't
What
had
do you
anyone that
mean
was
by that?
like I haven't had anyone that was into like PA type stuff and
Yeah, yeah, I feel
that,
like I get that a
that's
lot. People talk to me and they're like, "Oh, like actually, I went on. I don't know if we're just supposed to jump into talking, but I went on a
no, you're
first
good.
date a couple
Yeah.
weeks ago, and I was sitting there, like I met the guy in a bar, like maybe 2 weeks prior, and I heard you talking about, oh, I've never debated anyone, so I'm like, did you see my live and you think we're gonna like debate? I don't know. I don't know what you think.
No, that's just like a fact I say. Like I've never had like a strong debate or like an argument about anything on my podcast, which is kind of funny. But mine
Yeah,
is mine is like I said overall about having a good vibe and getting to know the guests that I bring on. So the
for
intentions aren't to
sure.
just straight up get into arguing about shit. You know what I mean?
I'm not trying to fight you. I just heard that and I was like, oh no. Because sometimes I get a lot of like people trying to fight me in my lives. I'm not sure why. We can talk about that, but I'm good vibes. But no, what was I saying? So the date a couple weeks ago, I'll make the story short, or yeah, the story short. Sorry, it's been a long day. But yeah, we had met at a bar like 6 months prior. He had my number, like I gave him my Instagram. So all he knew of me was like my social media, my Instagram, whatever. And
Yeah.
he had been like asking to take me out to dinner for months, and I just wasn't really feeling it. And then I was finally like, okay, fine. So maybe like
Hmm.
2 weeks ago, we went to dinner, and we're sitting there, and I'm like just telling him about myself. I'm like, yeah, I studied neuroscience and business, University of Georgia, and like whatever. I'm not trying to like flex, whatever. But I was like just explaining where I went to school and like what I'm trying to do and what I do for work. Kind of like I just did for you.
Yeah.
And he was like, wow, like I just like really didn't think you were that smart. And I was like,
That he
oh,
fucked up. He done fucked up. That
okay.
the
Why do you
riz
say
on that
that? And he
name.
was like, well, just your social media. Like, you're just kind of giving like more like, am I allowed to say like not bad words, but
You can
like,
say whatever you want to say.
he was like, he was like, to be honest with you, like your Instagram was just more giving like slutty, crazy bitch vibes. But like, that's cool that you're also into school. And I was like,
That's not
I
the
don't think
vibe I
those things are
got.
mutually exclusive. You know what I'm saying? Like you can, well, I don't
That's
think I'm any of those things, but I was like, yeah, I like to like have fun on social media, but I also like have goals that I'm driven. So I
Oh
don't
yeah,
know.
absolutely. No, no, that's not the vibe your Instagram or TikTok gave me at all. It gave me like you like to go out and have fun. That doesn't make you slutty or bitchy or anything like that. You know what I mean? That just means you're a regular person likes to have fun.
Well, thank
I
you. I appreciate that. I think this guy was just kind of boring, but I just thought it was like interesting because like you obviously saw me on social media and then invited me
yeah,
on here. We don't know each other, and we live in this very interesting age where like you see someone on social media, like you get this idea of them, but it could be like so off from how they really are, or it could be how they really are. You just don't know.
yeah,
So yeah.
that is
Anyway, I
definitely
feel like I've
true.
already talked a lot. Why don't you introduce yourself to me?
Okay. My name is Gonzo. That's my nickname, and I'm originally from Colorado, but I moved around all kinds. Before I turned 18. I've always been into mixed martial arts and boxing. Fortunately, I couldn't do that too much because of my surgery. And because of that, I found more time to do podcasting, and I've always wanted to do it. And I'd say I've done it for about a year now, so I'm very passionate about it, and I want to keep doing it.
Yeah,
And
I checked out your podcast. Look, I can tell you've been putting a lot of work into it in the last year. I think that's very admirable. And it's this time when, like, a lot of people are kind of, you know, using social media as this creative platform to try to put their voice out there, like, including me.
mm,
And it takes time and effort. So I respect anyone that's like confident enough and brave enough to put their voice out there and like try something, you know? Like,
Yeah,
I'm not, like, huge on TikTok, but ever since I started posting, I've had people be like, "Oh, that's, like, really brave that you put stuff out there," and I'm like, "You know what? When I'm, like, 90 on my deathbed, like, I'm gonna be happier that I, like, tried something
yeah,
than was, like, nervous and just sat in my room and didn't put myself out there." You know what I mean?
absolutely, absolutely. And it's all about being yourself too. So a lot of people don't
Yeah.
really understand that, but it's all about being yourself.
What is the goal of your podcast?
The goal is to honestly, the goal is just to keep seeing it rise, keep seeing it grow. You know, I feel like the possibilities are endless for it, and I want to keep seeing it grow and keep growing. You know, eventually I want to keep doing in person stuff, in person
Okay.
podcasting. But what I love about the virtual stuff we have here is I can do anybody from anywhere in the world and interview them and see what I can get out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
for
cool.
sure. I noticed you mostly invite girls on. So what's
Yeah.
the
So I was
and
actually
they're
gonna
usually like ethnic brunettes. I've picked up a vibe from just looking
really.
at your YouTube channel.
I actually didn't even pick that part up. I've noticed the female part, and the reason is that because as a dude, I mean, we open up social media, and what pops up? Females, right? That's our algorithm. That's just how it
I
is.
guess. I don't That's interesting you say that because like I have an all male following and I'm like, what?
Yeah,
What? How? It's just I guess that's what's getting spit out to y'all. So it's interesting.
yeah. So what came of that was I've ended up getting more females on and getting their intake on things, getting to know more, network with more. Honestly, it's cool. It's cool because I've never actually had like female friends, you know, in high school and stuff like that. I've always kind of been on a not gonna lie, the fuckboy type of side. So it's a
The
little
fuck boy side, is that what you said?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I had
So
that
you
fuckboy
weren't
part.
like the guy that had the close female friends. I had a lot of guy friends in high school. So we
Nah,
wouldn't have been friends.
like
You would have been like trying to flex on me for
I,
sure.
I would have been trying to see what you was about for sure. Like
Yeah.
it would have been
I
that
know
type
your
of.
type, but I feel
You
like
know
you're
my
a lot
type.
how old are
Oh
you?
shit.
You're a lot younger than me.
How old do you think I am?
I think you're like 19, 20, 21.
21. I wouldn't say that's a lot younger. That's you was in
21,
fifth grade. I was in
26.
kindergarten.
I just turned 26. I didn't think 26 was that old. But
Nah,
man, the people on the internet do.
they just
But
like to
it's
talk
whatever.
shit. It's
I
the
don't look
internet.
26. I'm not worried about it.
You gotta think though. It's the internet. People like to say all kinds of shit, whether that's shit talk, weird shit, good
Yeah.
shit. It all depends. But that's funny. You say you know my type. What do you know about my type?
Um, I just went to high school with a lot of guys like you.
Hmm.
I had my guy friends who were like the nerdy, like quieter guys, and they honestly were worse because they would like act nice. Like my prom dates, for example, both years. They were like the nerdy, quiet guy that was like tutoring me in algebra or whatever, but he was like my best friend. And then he'd
Yeah.
take me to prom and be like, we're just friends. But then like he actually had feelings for me and it turned into this whole thing. Kind of like that nice guy stereotype where, and then like actually this guy confessed his feelings for me, like on the prom bus there. He was like, I want to date you. And I was like, oh my God, I gave him tequila for the first time
Oh, that's
and
why
I
you made it
didn't
right.
know what was gonna happen. And he was just like, yeah, I'm in love with you, all this stuff on the way to prom. And I was like, oh, no, 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 no. Like we are just
Well,
friends. You were my math tutor. And then he got like so butthurt and like told everyone, like it was just it's kind of
yeah.
that thing where it's like they act like the nice guy up until like they don't get the girl. And then there was your type, which was like at least you're honest, you're straight up, you're like
Yeah.
you're not gonna act like you're my friend because you're not. That's how I felt in high school anyway. I was like, I know what you're about. Like we can like smoke or whatever and chill and like hang out, but like
That's exactly how
you're
the
not
vibe
gonna
was.
like act like you want to know my deepest secrets and whatever because
Yeah. But that's
you
the
know what
funny
I'm
thing
saying.
is, yeah, that's the funny thing is people knew like what vibe I brought, and they didn't think it was like a bad vibe or anything like that. They just thought like that's
No, it's
pretty
not bad
normal.
at all. If anything, it's authentic. I mean, I feel
Yeah.
like I don't get it because it's not my vibe, but I appreciate authenticity in any form, and I could be friends with someone like you for sure. I just like would know what it was.
Yeah.
Does that make
Nah,
sense?
I can see that happening. I can see that happening. Honestly, now that I've actually like got insight on different types of personalities with females and stuff like that, it's a little easier for me to be friends with females now. I would say.
I would
But
say being friends with girls, even if you consider yourself a fuck boy or whatever, is a good
not
thing. Like
now.
I would say, like it's gonna help you with women. You know what
Oh
I'm
yeah,
saying?
absolutely. Oh yeah, absolutely. I would say not. I'm not a fuckboy now. I'm kind of just more like focused on my own stuff. And plus, I have a relationship, so it's kind of worked out all in all. But
You're a
uh,
reformed fuckboy.
what do you call it? What's another word for it? Advanced? Not advanced.
Advance. Yeah, maybe. So you have a girlfriend.
Absolutely. Fiance
That's
actually.
sorry.
Fiance actually.
Oh my god, congratulations. That's very young to be engaged, actually.
It is, but we've been together for a while now, so it's kind of like, why not? It's worked, so and we
Hey, give
both
me some tips. I'm 26 and single. You sound like
26 and
you're talking.
single. So tell me this though, like what is it you do when it comes to trying to find the right guy? What do you do?
um, God. Well, to be honest with you, I was in a relationship for 2 years from like it started in COVID. And also for me, like my age is a weird thing because I was 22 when COVID started and the world kind of shut
It was
down.
that long ago. God damn.
Yeah. So I was like just out of college, like kind of like where you're at now. And then like the world kind of shut down for 2 years and I got in this relationship and I was just very isolated with like this one person. And I didn't feel like I kind of like got a lot of those experiences that you're supposed to get right when you're, I don't know, 21, 22, 23.
I got you.
So I kind of still feel like I'm trying to do that now and I'm less trying to settle down. That relationship really did not end well. I ended up like having to actually get a no contact order against him. Not to yeah,
So
it wasn't like that bad, but it was like bad enough that I was like, no, you can't talk to me anymore. But to answer your question, I've like honestly been in therapy for a while just trying to like figure out how I can seek out better people. I don't know if
mhm.
you believe in therapy and mental health, but
I've never been to.
my culture doesn't, but I've been trying it because I don't have the best luck with dating.
I got you. No, honestly, I didn't either. To be honest with you, it was always like either it was not going to be a relationship, or it was just going to be a fuck, and then we dip, and I'll see you at school the next day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. One thing I've realized since being 20, 25, 26 is like I think I understand how men's brains work and like no matter what, if you sleep with a guy the first night that you meet him, I don't think he's ever gonna take you seriously, like, past that point. That's just been my experience. Like,
Uh,
maybe actually, I mean, like, that's happened with 2 of my boyfriends, but, like, for the mass vast majority, I feel like I've just learned how men's brains works, and you like the chase a little bit, so I don't
I'm gonna
sleep with
lie.
guys that I actually like.
I ain't gonna lie though. As a dude, I could strongly say that because we're so used to approaching the females, it's nice to have it the other way around every once in a while. I ain't gonna lie about that.
You want girls to approach you?
Like if I was single, yeah, honestly, like I every now and then, yeah, not all the time, but every now and then it's nice. It kind of throws you off, and it's like, okay, that's nice. I don't have to
Okay.
approach.
I'm pretty confident, like, if I'm out, I'll go up to a guy and be like, "Hey, what's up? Like, what's your number?" But, um,
I
yeah.
feel like that wouldn't work for a dude. Hey, what's up? What's your number? Because it's like, wow, no names or nothing. Like that's crazy.
That's my it's my MO.
That's
I
your
don't
mo.
know. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I could say because with my current fiance now, I slept with her the first night. Didn't think that was gonna work after that either. But come to find out, we both ended up liking each other, and here we are to this day. So honestly, you never know. And the best thing I could say is to not go out and look for it so hard, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's true. No, I think it can work. Like I said, I mean, my best relationship ever, we slept together, I think, like, the first or second night, but, like, I'm not really looking too hard right now. Like, I haven't been on an actual date since
Isn't that
maybe
crazy?
April.
Isn't that crazy? This day and age, people don't take their significant others or someone they're interested in on dates anymore.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy. I still do it. I don't care. People can say I have an old soul, but I
So
think
you're
that's
like that fuckboy type, but when you settle down, I feel like um you're like a romantic, like a secret romantic.
you
Like
over here
once you
trying
find a
to
girl you like, you want to treat her really well.
you over here trying to figure me out to the T over here.
I psychoanalyze everybody. I was studied psychology.
Okay, I got like a C in that class when I took it.
Am I wrong though?
You're not wrong. No, I try my best to be romantic. I wouldn't say I'm the most romantic. There's definitely improvement I need to be on. Not gonna lie. I could admit my faults, but I try to do the best I could do. You know.
So what did you see on my live that wanted you to invite me to do the podcast? That's what I wanted to ask you.
So the main thing I look for, it's not the brunette hair. I promise you that. It's not none of that. It's honestly it's the vibe you have, like the vibe you what's the word for it? The vibe how you present yourself when you're going live on TikTok. So I was kind of just kind of watching how you were handling the comments, even the weird comments, and you're doing
Get a
well.
lot of
Like,
weird comments.
yeah, I know. That's just
Everybody
TikTok
does.
though. But it was
Yeah.
just the way you were communicating with people, and I like that type of vibe, and I wanted to see what you were all about, and I wanted to get your intake on certain topics and stuff like that. So here we are.
Cool. Well, I love talking to people, so ask away.
Absolutely. My biggest topics honestly has a lot to do with relationships. So that's funny how you brought that up right off the bat. My
Yeah,
big thing
I'm
is
struggling with that aspect of my life right now, honestly. So maybe you can teach something to me since you're 21 and engaged.
honestly, there's it's not really like much to teach. To be honest with you, it's just here's what I believe. I believe it all will happen organically once you start focusing on yourself and doing stuff for you. Everything happens organically. Look at the ones that are out there looking on dating apps and all this shit, and they're only finding one night stands at the most, if anything. It's because they're trying so hard to look for it. But when you start focusing on yourself, getting your own money, doing your own thing, being an independent woman for the time being, it's all gonna fall into place later on. You know what I mean?
I'm very independent. That's kind of my thing. Like I get told by guys like you're too independent,
There's nothing wrong with
you
that
have too much of an attitude, you know what I'm saying?
attitude. I haven't seen the
Yeah.
attitude yet.
Well, I'm actually a very sweet girl. That's the thing. Like I'm actually like I'm like how do I explain myself? I wouldn't say okay, I'm definitely not like a fuck boy, but I'm like I have a very bitchy exterior. Like
I feel
I'm
like
just
it's
like
I feel like it's because you're trying to figure out what you want in a guy type of deal, which is nothing wrong with that. Am I right?
I think I just have walls up because I've been screwed over a lot.
That
So
that's normal. I was like
I
that too. I'm
yeah.
still kind of like that. I still kind of have walls up with certain stuff, but it just takes time. Just takes time. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Now, what
No,
is
but
it
then
you
I
actually
feel like guys are
do?
scared of me because they think I'm like mean or whatever, but then I'm actually a nice girl. Yeah,
I don't
you
know why
really get to
guys are
know me.
scared
I
of
do
that.
have an attitude, but like not with the people that I care about, just with people that are giving me attitude back.
I don't know why guys are scared of that. Like, oh, she looks mean. I can't talk to her. Like, nah, feel her out first. If she's mean, then it is what it is.
Well, my
Move
thing is
on to the
like
next.
I, like a guy that would be scared to talk to me because he thinks I look mean, that's probably not a guy that can handle me or would like be good with me in a relationship.
That'd be the submissive guy in the relationship. Do you want that?
No, so that's what I've realized. So I've had 3 serious relationships.
Yeah.
And I've worn the pants in all of them. And I'm not trying to be like disrespectful. I don't really speak on my exes just because I feel like, you shouldn't like speak on someone that you had an intimate relationship with for a long amount of time.
Yeah.
But
You don't have to mention names. It is what it
no,
is.
I'm not. But like I did that some of them have
We
seen
don't
my
name drop.
TikTok and they're like, oh, is this about me? Is this about me? And I'm like, I've dated other people, like whatever. Anyway. Um they, they I definitely like for some reason in my as my first boyfriend was when I was 18. We kind of were more even, but after that, the next two, like when I say like I wore the pants, like it was embarrassing for me, it was embarrassing for them, it was embarrassing for the people around us. And I didn't want to be like that. It was just like they were very submissive, didn't like to like make decisions. Like when we would have an argument, like I would always win. And I'm not saying that like that's a good thing about me. I'm just saying like I need a
That
guy that
bothers
can like
me.
kind of put me in my place.
Yeah, that bothers me. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I'm hard headed, so I refuse to lose arguments. I may
But I'd rather have
apologize.
somebody like that. I'd
I
rather
may
have
like,
somebody that will like fight it out with me and communicate with me until we reach some kind of a compromise or they win than somebody
yeah.
that just like backs down and doesn't even want to like fight it out with me. But that sounds toxic when I say it.
It's
Do you
not.
know what I'm saying?
No, it's not toxic at all. It's
I
not.
don't
It's
know.
honestly normal. Like it's normal. Like I feel like women want a man that's gonna stand up for themselves, and also for them, and not back down even to them. You know what I'm saying? And put them in their place, like you just said.
Yeah, because sometimes I do get an attitude, and I want a guy to be like, "Hey, shut up, you're
Hey,
being
knock that
annoying."
shit off. Yeah.
Yeah, but instead, my exes would just kind of like cry and be like, "You're being so mean to me," like, and I'm like,
Also,
"Oh my god."
how old were they?
All my exes have been older than me. Let me try to turn this light on.
So if you're 20, so
So my first, this is better.
you made
My
a grown
first ex was
you
my
made grown
age. The
ass man cry.
second was 2 years older than me, so I was 21 and he was 23, and then I was 23 and he was 26. My last relationship.
So you made grown ass man cry. What the fuck?
I made grown ass men go crazy to the point where I have to get a no contact order. But I think I might just be picking. So there's another thing. I don't know how much. Am I oversharing? This is gonna go on the internet. I don't know. But that's what I do anyway. That's what I do on
You're
TikTok.
not name dropping, so you're good.
I I've only dated guys with like serious mental issues. Like I've noticed a theme there. Like they've all been on medication or like needed to be or like
like
had some kind of a diagnosis. So I think that probably plays into it. So
ADHD or like
no, like severe depression.
uh
My ex now is suffering from like mania, if you know what that is. So if you're like bipolar, I don't know if he's bipolar because we haven't talked, but like he goes through these episodes where he's like very hyper and like not making much sense, kind of like delusional. You probably met
like
somebody like that.
like he snorted a line and
Yes, like he snorted a line, but he didn't. It's just like his brain. And it's
I've
called
never
like
met someone
mania.
like that.
It's like a
That's crazy.
psychological condition. But he's not medicated. He does a lot of acid, so I
Well,
think that doesn't
that's
help.
probably part of it. Not gonna lie.
No, that's 100% part of it. That's why we broke up. I was like, you got to stop doing drugs. Like, you got to go to therapy. Like, something's off. Because he would just have these like
I can't do that
episodes.
shit. I don't fuck with hallucinogens at all. I'm gonna
I
tell you
don't
that
either.
straight up. And
I don't
the
either.
reason is because I did both at the same. I did both shrooms and acid at the same time. And yeah, nah. I saw my worst fears that night. Never again.
If
Nah.
you have one bad trip, never again. Never again.
I'll stick
Um,
to the good shit. That's it. That's all I need. Not
I
need,
don't
but
even do that anymore. I'm
nah.
old. I
You're old.
well, I just I don't smoke. I don't do I had a little fun in college, but I don't do drugs. I don't even drink that much anymore.
That's good.
So
That's
I
good.
drink when I go out. Like I drink to like go out and like meet people, but
Yeah.
I'm not like sitting at home drinking just because I'm very focused on like my career and fitness and stuff, and like that doesn't align with drinking all the time.
See, there you go. That's focusing on you. You off to a good start as far as that.
Do
Honestly.
you drink a lot? I feel like you can't if you're don't you do like boxing?
I'm currently in recovery, so not even then. I don't really drink too much. I'll have a sip here and there when I'm doing podcasts, but that's pretty much it. Other than that, I'm just drinking water or whatever. Keeping healthy.
Yeah. I try to
There's
keep
nothing
it
wrong.
healthy.
Like I feel
Got
like
my huge water bottle right here.
oh yeah, see that's how I know you're a gym guru. What's the word for it? Gym rat.
I'm not a gym guru. I'm not. I want so badly to be one of those like Gymshark girls, but I'm not.
As long as you're not the type to put that shit on a mirror and try to catch dudes looking at you,
No,
I
you'll
don't know
never
if you've
catch
seen
me in a
those.
gym selfie. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't have like the Gymshark outfits. Like I have like the basics, and I go when I do it, but I'm not like a. It's not my whole personality.
I got you. No, because there's a lot of videos like that, and it's like, what the fuck? That makes
I
guys
feel
not
like
want.
that would be your type though.
Absolutely not.
What is your
Absolutely,
fiance like?
absolutely not. What do you mean? What she like? What is she like, or what does she like?
Yeah, like is she like a gym girly? Does she
Oh
like
yeah,
to read? Is she like what What's her
she's.
vibe?
Oh yeah, she likes all that shit. She likes. She's the biggest Harry Potter nerd you can ever
I'm the biggest Harry
find.
Potter nerd. I feel like we could be friends. Like no, literally,
I'm
I
not
was
watching the
Hermione for
second.
Halloween 7 years in a row.
I'm not
I've read every book 4 times.
I'm not watching the second movie though. I don't fuck with spiders, bro. I don't
Have you
fuck with
seen
that.
every other movie?
I think so, like when I was younger, but I know she was telling me the Chamber of Secrets has a spider in it, and it like shows it all close up. So fuck
You
that.
could just skip through those scenes.
Probably might have to do that. But yeah,
That's cute though.
she's big on gym. She's Harry Potter nerd, galore. She likes to read and she likes to go to like a Barnes and Noble a lot. Um, yeah,
Oh,
she's casual. She's not like, oh, I gotta dress fancy for this. Like she'll dress up when we go out, but it's not like overdoing it. If that makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
She
So
sounds cool. How did you guys meet?
mutual friends, mutual friends. So like I said, like things fall into place. Mutual friends that happened was in the dating app. It was cool.
How old were you guys?
I was 20 at the time. She was 23. She still is 23.
So she's 3 years older than you.
Two and some change older.
So you like older women.
I was gonna like older women. It just happened to be that she was older.
Okay. Well, I'm just
I,
asking
I'm
because
gonna tell you this. I like maturity.
okay,
Maturity and a good vibe is key.
I
I'm
respect
picky.
that. I'm asking because I'm 20. I was 25, just turned 26, and for the last three guys I've like talked to, I guess. What do you call it? I don't know what I'm supposed to call it. What do you
Situationship.
situation my
That's
last
what
three
they call it these days.
situationships.
Yeah.
I don't do like one night stands, but I don't do that, but like I find myself in a lot of situationships that never lead to relationships, which I is that worse? Maybe, I don't know. I
It
don't think
could
so because you're
also
still like having a connection with the person, but
it could also be the choice in dudes. Like, let me ask you this: what is it that you look for in a dude?
well, first let me say the last three guys I've had situationships with have been 2 years younger than me, so I'm curious your opinion on that.
Age don't fucking matter unless they're like way the fuck older than you. Then that's like, okay, what the fuck? Like that's nah.
Well, I'm not really attracted to older men. Not because of maturity, but because I feel like their ego or like maybe they're in like a different I don't know. Like I've gone on dates with 30, 31-year-olds, 33-year-olds. Even when I was 20, I was going on dates with like 30-year-olds because at that time I thought it was cool.
So like they're too narcissistic. Is that the
Yes, they're
word?
too narcissistic and they like want a young pretty girl on their arm and I don't want that. I want somebody that wants like an equal.
You're not wrong. I've seen that too often, especially like the rich type of older dudes, like the
Yeah, it's the
businessmen.
rich ones. They're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, like let me give you this lifestyle." Like I was talking to this one guy, he came from like big he was Nigerian and he came from like big money in Nigeria. Like he was working with his billionaire uncle. His uncle gave him a club. So
I
he was
got
like
family in
back and forth
Nigeria. That's
between
dope.
yeah, he was cool. He was like we talked for a good 6 months and he was like, I can give you this lifestyle, like you can come to Nigeria, like what but he was like, listen, like you're gonna have to do what I say and like you like he was like, I'm gonna be with other women, like that's just how it's gonna be, but like you'd have my Amex. And I'm like, that works for some girls, but like I really want someone.
So was he trying to be a sugar daddy then?
No, no, no. He was only 2 years older than me, but he was rich and like narcissistic. You know
But
what
he
I'm
said I'm gonna
saying?
have other females with me. So it's kind of like, what is?
He was basically saying like men are always going to cheat. He was like, I could see you being my wife, you be my wifey material, but when you're 40, I would be sleeping with 20-year-olds, but you'd have my Amex. Like he straight up told me
What
that.
the
And
fuck?
I was like, you know what? Maybe that will happen, but I feel like that's something that you cross that bridge like when you're 40. Like I don't think you tell 25-year-old me that.
Even then, you gotta know your worth and know that that's not what you want. You want a loyal ass dude. Come
It's
on.
just not what I want. Like I don't know. I feel like me and my husband will figure it out, but if you're already feeling that way about me, but anyway, point being, I could be with like a billionaire right now, like whatever. I've had that opportunity. It's just not attractive to me. Like I'm more interested in like an emotional connection.
Well, there you go. So
Uh,
you one step ahead of a lot majority of females out there.
you would think, but here's the problem. So there's the narcissist, like rich guys, right? I don't
Mm-hmm.
like them. And then I end up going for like the nice guy. He's not maybe like
Too
doing that
simpy.
well,
Yeah.
but then he ends up being like a beta male. And then I make more money
I
than him and like
like
earn
how
my
you said beta
millions.
male.
Am I allowed to say that? Is that a bad word?
Absolutely.
Also,
That's funny you said that.
I'm sorry if I'm talking over you. Your audio is just not super loud, so sometimes I don't hear your sentence till you like start. So then I'll shut up.
Oh no,
I'm
no,
not
no, you're
joking.
good. Go ahead, go ahead. I was just saying it was funny you said beta male because that's I've never thought I would hear a female say that, so that's funny.
That's what we call them behind closed doors. We're like, oh yeah,
I thought you
he's
guys called them
dominant. I
simpy
like
motherfuckers. I thought that's what you called them. Like
what?
I thought you guys called them simpy people, like simps.
I've never called a guy a simp. Guys call themselves simps. Like I've had guys say to me like I'm simping over you and I said I'd never do that and I'm like,
It's not a
"Bro, you don't
flex.
got to use that term. Chill out. You like me. Like it's not that deep."
Yeah, they can
But
say that, but that's not a flex.
no, I just can't find that happy middle ground between like the rich narcissist that wants me like as a trophy girlfriend or like the beta male whatever that's like sweet but like he's never gonna. I don't know if I'm
Okay.
explaining this well.
So what I'm taking from it is you're not like the majority where they care about zodiac signs and fucking height, is right?
I don't care about any of that. I've dated some ugly dudes. My friends all make fun of me. They're like, "You dated some ugly dudes." I'm like, "Yeah, but they were funny. Like we had a great connection. Would I love to date somebody attractive? Sure, but like I've gone on dates with literal models and I've been like, this is the worst. Like I need to leave. Like this is, I'm not trying to paint myself as some like all like person that doesn't care about things like that. Like obviously you want to be attracted to somebody. I just
Yeah,
think I'm more attracted to like energy and sense of humor,
I got
and
you.
if they're attractive, that's like a huge bonus. But everyone I've dated has been more like middle of the road. But I mean, never say never. I
They've
don't
been
care.
mid. Okay. So you're saying mid. They've mostly been mid
I date them for their sense of
personality.
humor and like their personality.
See, okay, that's my thing, right? In order for dating to be better in the future, I feel like everybody needs to have that same fucking mindset.
I
Because
agree.
if they're all dating for what is it, zodiac signs and height and all this other bullshit, that's not good. That's not good for future relationships, and they're not gonna find that one because they're gonna be too picky, and I don't know. It's just not gonna work. But if they're working for, like, if they're looking for, like you said, personality, the vibe, humor, sense of humor, they might potentially find that person, whether he's attractive or not. You know what I mean?
The vibe is so much more important because here's the thing I always say, like looks fade. Like we're none of us are gonna be in our prime when we're in our mid 30s, mid 40s anymore. It's just not. And so would you rather be with somebody who was a little bit hotter when they were 22, or would you rather be with somebody who like makes you feel good? You wake up in the morning and like you have coffee with them and like you're happy.
It
Cause
all
we're all
depends on
gonna
how
look
they
like
take.
shit when we're 70.
It all depends on how they take care of themselves too, though, because they can always get to that older age, but still look good, depending on how good they take care of themselves.
Oh
So
yeah, I plan to be a hot older woman.
absolutely, you should. You should.
My mom looked good until like she still looks good, but she was getting carded until she was like 40 something. So I'm
I was
not
gonna
worried
ask
about
that
it.
what your ethnicity is.
It's the melanin. I was gonna say it's the melanin. I'm actually not Latina. I think I heard you saying maybe she is. Most people think I am. I'm actually Lebanese, so like
Okay.
Lebanon in the Middle East, and then my mom is Ukrainian Jew.
Okay. So that's interesting mix.
Yeah, but I identify more with like Lebanese because my mom doesn't have any family left on her side, so I grew up entirely in like the Lebanese Middle Eastern
Okay. Okay.
culture.
What would you say I look?
You're definitely Latino. I just don't know what.
Definitely. What gives it away?
Your name is Gonzo.
Okay. Yeah. But besides that,
Your whole vibe.
what the I didn't think I gave off a vibe. I'm mixed myself, so I didn't think I gave off a.
Um, you kind of have a Latino accent a little bit.
For real?
No, it's not. Okay, I don't know how to put this. Like, I feel like I sound like I'm stereotyping. You
No,
don't
no,
have
no.
a
You're good.
Latino
You're good.
accent. You have the accent of like a Latino American.
Oh, okay. I know what you mean. I know
You know
what you
what I mean? Like you
mean.
have
Yeah.
a little accent of like someone that hangs out with other Latinos or grew up in like a Latino American household.
Okay. So yeah, I can tell you, I grew up predominantly with Mexicans. My dad is full-blooded Mexican, so I grew up around
Okay.
that family. We consider ourselves Chicanos. We don't
Okay.
really say
See the way you
Mexican.
said Chicano? Come on.
We don't really say like Mexicans because when we say Mexican, they think that we're paisas type Mexican. It's like nah, we're more
They think
Americanized
what
than that.
about Mexicans?
That we're like we're from Mexico, like paisas, you know. So it's like
So I live in Georgia and it's like all like I don't know if you've been to Georgia, but there's a huge Mexican population. Literally, I live on like an all Mexican street, which I
well,
think
that's
is why
dope.
people think
You
I'm
should you should try their food. I bet you it's fucking good.
I eat a lot of Mexican food and I've been to Mexico 3 times.
So would you say
I
it's
love
your favorite
Mexico.
type of food?
Um, what's my favorite type of food? Like Honestly, Mexican breakfast.
Okay, okay. So we could be friends still. Okay.
like like the coffee, like the little cake things, and the like the traditional Mexican breakfast. I don't know if
Yeah,
I'm
hell yeah.
describing it right, but
No, you are. Yeah, you good. But yeah, I'm mixed myself. I'm not full blooded Mexican. My mom is half Japanese and half white, but I don't know a lot of members. I never grew up with that side of the family, so I didn't get that vibe. It'd be
so
cool
it's
to
like the
know.
same thing. Like you probably identify more with the what'd you say? What'd you call it?
Chicano.
Chicano side, because like I don't
Órale
know
pues.
anything about Ukrainian Jews, so I
Hmm.
just tell people I'm Lebanese. But
Yeah. No,
I
I
used to
definitely
hate being mixed, but now I love it. I wouldn't want to be white.
not. No one wants to be white these days.
It's so funny. Did you want to be white in middle school? Like you did, right?
So what's funny is I've always had like a tanner type skin to me. But when I was younger, I had lighter hair, so people always knew I was mixed with something, but they didn't know what. And sometimes because my skin wasn't black, they would say white or Italian or some type of Hispanic, if that makes sense. But once my hair got darker, then they're like, okay, he's definitely something, you know. And then I started growing my hair out a lot. My fro came out. Then they thought I was mixed with black, and it's like, well, maybe somewhere down the line, but you know, it's
So
just.
you're Chicano and then Japanese, and then what
And
was the
then
other?
I think the white comes from the UK,
The white. Okay, so
according to
you
my.
got a little bit of white in you. Oh, my mom has a tiny bit of like Scottish something in her.
Yeah,
So I
I got
don't.
like English and Irish or some shit, something like that.
Okay, so we're just mutts.
That might
We're just
explain like the 3 red hairs I get on my goatee. You know,
yeah. What did you think I was?
honestly, I thought Latina. Like you can pass for Puerto Rican, Puerto Rican. You could pass for Colombian. You know,
Honestly, I take that as a compliment.
it
One of the
is. It is.
most beautiful women. So
It is. Honestly, you have nice skin. So most Latin people have nice skin. Especially
yeah,
in
I
the
think it's
summer.
just the melanin. Thank
Especially in
God.
the, especially in the summer, we get a good golden brown and we're good. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And you're 21, but when you like get a little like 20, 24, 25, 26, and you start to see your white friends like looking a little
Crusty,
dusty.
crusty. Is that what you about to say?
I'm because I'm looking at them. I'm like, wait, we're not that. Like, I look at picture of myself, and then I look at picture of like a girl I went to high school with, and I'm like, who's like pregnant and
You're
married, and
like,
I'm
there's
like,
no way.
what? Like, we are not the same age. Like, like the girl that won most attractive in my high school, she's got like crow's feet now, and like, and she's blonde and white, and like,
They age
she looks like
faster.
she smokes, and I'm just like,
Yep.
could
You
it
hear
be
that,
me?
Trent? You hear that, Trent? My boy Trent helps out with the podcast, and same with my boy Michael. Trent's the only white one of our group, so he'll love to
Really?
hear that.
Yeah. Well, tell him to just wear some sunscreen or something, cause y'all they gotta stay
Put on
safe
some
out there.
sunscreen.
They gotta stay safe.
Jeez. I'm gonna say like you don't get sunburn, right? You just tan. You get
I've
dark. You
never
get
worn like
darker.
I've worn sunscreen like twice in my life. I don't even my only because I got a lot of other problems, but I'll flex on my skin. I don't even barely wash my face. So it's just not being white.
You funny
And
as hell.
I've never used a tanning bed.
Oh no, that's definitely white. Like you think fucking sitting out there on the beach and tanning is white? A tanning bed is the white as white as you could get. You
You
see
know what I
every
honestly hate though? I hate when you go to the beach with your white friends and they just want to sit out and tan all day. And you're like, bro, this is not like I'm changing races, which is fine, I guess, but like it's just I don't need to do this all day. Like I've already
you're like you're not even getting tan, you're getting sunburned. You tomato motherfucker, get in the
yeah, like
water.
you're turning red, I'm turning black. Like, can we go do something else? I don't know what white people's obsession is with baking themselves, but
They don't want to be. They want more melanin to their skin. Is what it is. I don't.
yeah.
I don't know. I've actually met a lot of white individuals that try to fall more towards trying to be black. I've
I
met.
was gonna say I wouldn't be surprised with the way plastic surgery is going. Hear me out. If like in 10 years you can get a procedure to add more melanin into your skin.
Yeah, like change your skin color. I thought that was a thing, and I'm pretty sure that actually is a thing.
I feel like it's gonna be a thing sooner rather than later. There's no way, because people get tan already, like they get fake tan. So like, why not just get permanent pigmentation surgery or something? I
Yeah,
feel
that
like so many people would do
I
that.
feel like that's already a thing. That's already a procedure, but it's like still like in development type of deal. So
That's gonna piss me
Honestly,
off. That's my one claim to like I don't have to worry about any like I don't have to
yeah, that's gonna
compete
piss
with
me
these
off
other
because
girls.
a lot of white dudes are gonna fucking start looking Hispanic and shit, and it's like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah,
Throwing me off here. You're confusing the hell out of me.
I know.
But that's
Changing
funny as hell.
races,
You
changing
funny. You
everything.
funny as hell.
I
so
try.
so as
So
far
what are
as
you like what are your I guess social media goals? Do you have
social
any?
media goals, same as this. Keep growing. My Instagram I've had for a while, so that's why you see it where it's at right now because of the boxing, the mixed martial arts, and just every build up that I've ever done. Podcasting somewhat helped it. I feel like it mainly helped my TikTok, if anything. The guests I've had on obviously followed the Instagram too, but it's a growing in process still. I want to actually get more of a fan base for podcasting than martial arts and stuff like that. So everything's a work in progress. I don't think I don't think there's an end to anything. It's always going to be a growth.
Yeah, totally. And like I've said this, I made a TikTok about it a couple weeks ago because I actually had a friend who was like, we kind of had a falling out
Uh-oh.
over a few things, and I was just like, because I've kind of been in this phase in my life recently where I'm kind of removing, like I'm like, if you're not, I hate to say this because it sounds like I'm just cutting people off, but I'm really not. It's just like if you're not, you get to a point when you're more mature where you're like, if somebody's meant to be in your life. I don't know if
Yeah.
that makes sense. And if you're not, like, I'm not wasting time. So I just didn't feel like it was going anywhere with this girl. Like she'd said some negative things. Anyway, I'm oversharing.
Like to
We
your face or behind your back?
behind my back, and like I was finding out
Sounds
about
like
it.
a
And I think a lot of it was like, I don't want to say this because I sound like an asshole, but like I feel like some of it was rooted in jealousy because she was a bit insecure. Like we'd go out and like she would be like, "Why are guys talking to you?" and like not to me, like things like that.
he was jealous of you the
And
whole
then I
time.
found out she was saying like things about my money situation or like things about my dating life or my social media. And I confronted her about it and we just kind of got in a fight. And she was like, honestly, like your TikToks of, and she's a social media manager and I work in marketing too. Like I'm a brand manager. So we both work in marketing and like, that's kind of why I started TikTok also because like, if anything, it'll help me with my job. To like know, like be more in tune with the trends. And she was like, your social media's your TikTok's a flop. Like it's embarrassing. Like you should just stop
What?
posting.
Okay,
Um,
so she's clearly jealous of you. That's why she's saying all that shit.
I,
It's
it
obvious.
it really threw me off for a couple days, and I blocked her number, and I was just like, well, my point being back to your current point of like things take time and effort, and everything's a continual process.
Yeah,
I responded to her like a day later and I was like, you know what? If my TikTok is a flop and like it never reaches more than 4,000 followers, like my TikTok's a flop. But what does that mean? That means I put myself out there, I tried something, I was creative, like I learned communication skills. That's going to carry over into whatever I do next. It's either going to
yeah,
work out because things take time. It could take 2 years and it could work out. There's going to be another social media platform. It could work out there. It could work out with my business that I might start one day or like,
absolutely.
like there's just always something positive to be taken away from like trying something. And there's nothing to be taken away from sitting in your house not trying something. And I was like, I don't feel embarrassed. And if it embarrasses you, that seems like more of a you problem, but I don't need that energy in my life.
See, that's the thing I hate about today's day and age is they always take social media to represent somebody. I get it, but at the same time, it's if someone doesn't have as many followers, who gives a fuck? That just means like either they're putting themselves out there and it just didn't happen. Oh well, whatever. Or they don't care about that type of shit. Like I hate how
Yeah, I mean,
people.
I think it just takes time and like honestly, I have two other full-time jobs. I'm not like
I could
taking it
tell
super
you,
seriously.
I could tell you, I'd rather have a successful business than a successful social media. Yeah, you
Yeah,
can
for
get paid through
sure.
social media, but that business and it's successful, you're fucking loaded in money. You're set. You're taken care of. So
Yeah. My thing right now is like I'm trying to slightly grow my TikTok because I do want to start my own business, my own like side hustle when I'm back in school. And I feel like having any kind of a platform on social media would be so beneficial to starting a business.
absolutely, absolutely.
Um, and I'm
Instagram
just trying to
is
think
good for that too.
future forward. Like I'm also too old to care if anybody thinks I don't have enough followers. Like, okay.
You're not old. Stop saying that.
I'm just saying, when I say I'm too old, I'm like, I'm not 16 anymore. I don't care. I don't care what
Yeah,
like
yeah.
boys are saying about me or girls are saying about me. Like, Also, I only started TikToking in February, and I had 300 followers. So it's like
Oh yeah, so you had a good growth. Yeah, you're good. I started TikTok a year ago, and I'm only at 20K. So no.
that's still pretty good. But I'm just saying, like, it takes time, and I'm not taking it too seriously. I'm having fun with it. I think the people that are like, I'm too cool for social media, or like that's cringe. Like they're just not like they're either insecure, jealous, or they're not confident in putting their own content out there.
Let me ask you this: why are you on this podcast today? It's not because you're cringe. It's because you showed a side of yourself that is attractive to other people, that's attractive to the people that are watching your live. Therefore, you're on this shit. So whoever's saying that your shit's downgrading, whatever the fuck, it's stupid. Fuck them.
That girl
Fuck
was
them.
just a hater. I'm really not worried about
I'm
her.
telling you
But
that right now. She was just jealous of you. I mean, what is
yeah,
she?
for
Let me
sure.
ask you this: what is she doing with her life right now? What is she doing, social media wise, and in her daily life? What is she doing?
So I don't want to like out this girl.
You don't have to.
But she honestly screw her. She's not. Was so mean to me. She's just a very insecure sad girl. She's 2 years older than me. She lives in a house her dad bought for her. She works in social media, but not like me. Like I work on Fortune 500 brands. That sound. Do you know what that means? Like I work for like I get assigned to brands like Sharpie and like Croc. So whatever.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
works. I
I know
think she
what you
does
mean.
social media for like a bar at like a local bar. And then she's dating, but no hate. Anyone's career is their career. Like she's doing what she needs to do, but I don't think she's
Absolutely.
happy in it. And I think she was kind of like resentful of mine. And then she's dating this narcissist guy that like controls her. And every time we would hang out, he would like kind of try to talk to me or any other girl. It wasn't just me. Like he would just kind of, I think, try to make her jealous. And like one time I was in an Uber with him and her, like I was sitting here, he's sitting here and she's sitting there. Why did he sit in the middle? I don't know. And he put his arm around both of us and like slid his arm down like onto my butt and I had to like move it. So stuff like that. And she would
Shit,
pick
the
up
old
on it.
smackaroo. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't fucking. Because that's still, whether you think so or not, I still consider sexual assault. I don't fuck with that, to be
No, no,
honest.
no. It was. And I wanted to talk to her about it. But like, this is kind of when the friendship started to go downhill. Like, I wanted to talk to her about it, but I realized that I didn't even feel comfortable talking to her about it because she would have blamed me. You know what I'm
But
saying?
that's
Like
not a
she was
good friend,
already
yeah.
like, why is he talking to you? Like, and I was like, I am just sitting here. Like, I don't know. I don't like him. First of all, the dude seemed gay to me. Nothing against that. I'm 100% an ally. But I was like, I am not attracted to this man. Like, I don't want your boyfriend. He was like head to toe Lululemon. Like, had this like had a house cleaner. Just not my type. You know what I mean? Very like fancy narcissist rich guy.
Oh, yeah.
Um, and so, yeah, it's just, I don't even know how we got on this topic, but I don't care about her. And I don't really care about TikTok. Like, if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, I did theater in high school. So, like, I've always just loved making people
That's
laugh and, like,
crazy. I always fuck with theater because I like to. I was more of like a class clown, like to fuck around in the class. So theater was like the go-to for that. You know,
did
I
you
could
do
do that
theater?
freely. Hell yeah, I did that freely. You know,
Okay, so here's what I feel like. I feel like the people on TikTok, not everyone, but like, the people that are like doing well, not taking that, like a lot of us are theater kids or like we were the class clown or something. And it's like we're finally getting a chance as an adult to like use that creative side of ourselves or like that funny side of ourselves again. And like,
absolutely.
if I can make one person laugh or like relate to one person, like, why would I not do that? Like, that's such a fun hobby, you
Well, all
know?
you need to do is make one person laugh, and that shit spreads.
Yeah.
Real talk, that shit spreads because one person thinks you're funny, then the next five people think you're funny, then the next 10 people. You know, it spreads like a wildfire. People
So
don't think
you
about.
were the class clown. So people have always said you were funny.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And it was just
Okay,
random shit. Like
so
it wasn't like I would think of something. It was just whatever would come out. You know,
so you've always had confidence in being funny.
I've always had confidence in general. You know, not to sound like that type of guy, but I just was
No,
always
that's a good
confident.
thing.
I was confident in everything I did, no matter what. You know, and
I can see
class.
that for you. Like I can even see with this, you're very like, I'm doing what I'm gonna do. Like I'm gonna do it. It is what
Oh
it
yeah,
is, and I respect that a lot.
oh yeah, and I can tell
I
you,
did not think I was funny until maybe 2 years ago. Um,
you made me laugh, so you funny. You know what I'm saying?
no, I think it was just was like, I think I was insecure. And you can't be funny when you're insecure. Like I was always funny internally or like with my close friends, but like to the public and then in theater you're acting. But like
I mean, I was still insecure about shit. I just didn't let that be known. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I didn't get that to that place until I was like 24. And then I was like, wait a second, I'm attractive. I can be
Like,
funny. Like, why
like
am I not?
I'll tell you some of my insecurities. One of them is my nose, because I feel like I
Your
have a long.
nose?
Yeah, I feel like I have a long type of nose. I don't know.
I
It's
would have
very.
never noticed your nose.
I got it from my nose comes from my mom's side. And I get it from like the European side, so it's kind of like long and pointy. You know what I'm
Let
saying?
me shut this down for you right now. There's absolutely nothing wrong with your nose. I like it. If anything, turn around. Turn to the
Wait,
side.
what?
No, do not mess with your nose. That is an attractive
I
nose. If
was
you
gonna
can make
mess
it
with it.
small,
I was gonna mess with it. I was just saying, like, I feel like insecure about it.
don't
So,
be. Gosh. Oh, and that girl who was hating on me, she hated her nose and she was like, once I get a nose job, I'll like myself. And I was
yeah, I
like,
never.
I
No.
don't think that's how that works, girly. Like,
There's a chance they could fuck your nose up.
I haven't
Telling
seen
you.
her since the nose job, but
Look at Michael
no, I'm
Jackson.
insecure about a lot of things for sure, but there's no point in like sharing that with the world because people feed on insecurity.
I share the world the insecurities. If they feed on it, they feed on it. Because in my mindset, no matter what, if it's hate, it's not gonna get to me. If it's love, then shit, love back. But hate, that can go in another place. You know, I get hate messages all the fucking time, but I also get love messages all the time. So you got to learn how to balance that shit out once you get to a certain point.
Maybe you can give me some advice then, because I'm sure you saw I get a lot of hate
But, oh,
comments.
absolutely. Yeah. But I saw how you handled it. You handled it just fine. You
I
kind of
do
ignored
handle
it.
it fine, but I'm not gonna lie, some of it gets to me. Like I go home and I'm like, dude, like, am I cross-eyed? Like, am I a bitch? Am I gonna
Let
die?
me tell you something. That cross-eyed shit, they say that in every other person's life. They said it in my.
I know, but
You're not cross-eyed.
okay.
Your
Well,
eyes are
thank
fine.
you.
Your eyes are fine. You're good. You know, don't let
I
that
want to
stuff.
be authentic, so I feel like I am, but then I feel like that does lead to like hate comments. So you
You
seem to
want.
handle it well. If you have any advice,
That's the best way to handle it is just ignore it. That's the best way. A lot of people don't believe that, but ignore it. I know
ignoring
it's
it is so boring, though.
easier said than done, yeah. But once you delete it and it's not in your shit no more, you forget about it. Think about it,
Don't you feel like there's something to be gained sometimes from like speaking up on it, though, or no?
and if they do, so what? Fuck them. I'm
Yeah.
sure they have their own insecurities too. I have morals, so I'm not gonna speak on someone's insecurities. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be the bigger person. Simple as that.
So where do you want to be in like 3 years?
3 years from now, I want to still keep doing this, be successful with it, and that's that. I love doing this shit. You know, I already get a good amount from it. I'm not gonna say how much, but I already get a good amount from it to where I could say I can make a living. But like I said, there's always room for growth, and always room for what I can adapt to. Always room for adaptation. That's what I always say. You know,
That's awesome.
so
Okay.
that's my philosophy on it. I guess you would say.
And where did you say you live?
Right now,
Am
I'm
I
in
asking? Am I interviewing you? Am I asking too many questions?
no, you're good. You're good. You just getting to know me. It's cool. I'm in Texas,
Okay. What part?
El Paso.
El
So it's
Paso. I
right
have
on the border.
family in San Antonio.
San Antonio's good. 8 hours away.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have family in San Antonio. I have family in Houston. I was briefly talking to a guy in Dallas, but fuck him. So
Is that a long distance relationship?
no. We were talking for like 2 weeks. This was like very recent, so I just know a lot about Dallas. There's like a heat wave right now and stuff. But
Man, how
yeah,
did that one end?
I don't think he even like. It's embarrassing. I don't think he even thought we were talking. He was like talking to a bunch of other girls. So yeah.
So another situation shit. That's the thing. Too many situationships happening these days. I'm curious to see how the future is with relationships, especially how people my age handle relationships in the future. I'm very curious how that turns
Me
out.
too, because y'all's well, I mean, I feel like we're in the same generation. I'm still technically a
Our
Gen Z, but
generation.
like y'all grew up with just the dating apps. Like I didn't have that until my senior year of college. So,
And life, I'm not gonna lie to you, life would be better without it. I always say this, like, yeah, I was born in 2002, but the 90s vibe was always like I feel like a vibe that everybody enjoyed, and like legit, dating wasn't as toxic, and if it was like shit. It is what it is, and it was for a direct fucking good reason.
mhm.
But nowadays, people breaking up for dumb shit, people cheating on each other for dumb shit, like getting in situationships for dumb shit. That shit never happened in the 90s. So I always say the 90s was like a good time period as far as dating, maybe even the 80s. But, without the dating apps is the main thing. If they get rid of dating apps, people are forced to talk to each other. Yeah, they'll probably have social media, but that only takes them so damn far.
You seem like a bit of an old soul, honestly. I will say, like,
Absolutely.
I'm impressed. Like, God, I'm gonna sound like that guy I went on a date with. It's not that I didn't think you were smart at all. I didn't know you, but like, I just got the like fuck boy vibe, I guess.
Everybody gets
Um,
that vibe, and I wonder if it's because of the way I dress or whatever.
well, everybody gets the bitchy, crazy vibe from me. So how about we just break down the stereotypes? I feel like you're actually very mature and like got a good head on your shoulders.
I
So
appreciate that. I feel like you do too, and honestly, you know that there's room for growth with everybody, and you're humble about that, and that's the first step to getting where you need to be. I'm telling you, but
I
most
don't
people
know
get
where I want to be though, but that's not what this podcast is about. We don't need to solve all my life problems.
that. Kind of is no. That kind of is. It's about getting to know your long term goals and your short term goals, and what exactly you want to do in your future.
I mean, obviously, I have a real like I have a career that I went to college for, and like I'm
Yeah,
doing that, and then I might go to PA school, so like I'm fine with that. But I also really enjoy social media, but I haven't been able to take it that seriously because I'm working two jobs. So like when I do make a TikTok, it's literally like 2 seconds. Like
yeah.
it's not there's not I think about just like if I was one of those girls that like had a trust fund and could just like sit around all day making videos, I feel like I could be like spitting out some great content. But I think every day I kind of waver between like, should I just delete my account? Like, is this embarrassing? Because honestly, what that girl said to me did kind of get to me. I was like, is this stupid? And then being like, no, like let's stick with it. Like you could definitely like get to 10,000 followers by the end of the year.
Yeah, the best thing is to stay out of that mindset. Like, yeah, it gets to you. That's normal. That's you being a human being. But don't let it deteriorate what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Don't let it break down what you want to do. If social media is what you love to do or like to do, even don't let someone ruin that for you. You know what I'm saying?
I
Just
just love
just
communicating with people and I love like sharing ideas and like I like doing stuff like this. So it's like
well, it
like even
sounds
when I
like
was younger, I wanted to go into like broadcast journalism and I feel like social media is like the new, it's kind of like the new form of that
well, it
almost.
sounds
Like
like
podcasts and stuff.
podcasting is in your future too. If you like socializing, networking, and getting to
Yeah.
meet people, podcasting is the way to go.
Yeah, I would eventually love my own podcast. I don't know. I'm very new to the whole process, so that's why I agreed to this because I was like, it'll be good experience for me. Yeah, I don't know. I think I just need more self confidence.
You got it. You got it. You got it. Even I need to work on my social media confidence as well. We all have room for growth. But the important
Yeah.
thing is that you improve from it and you don't let the bullshit get to you. You know what I'm saying?
Do you feel like you have like a personal brand?
What do you mean by that?
So everybody says if you're gonna do social media, you have to have like a personal brand, Like you have to have like a personal brand that you're putting out there.
I would say so. If I haven't realized it yet, I would say I do. You know, I do a lot of posting to my content of podcasts and all that shit, but people know me for me as well. So I feel like in a way I do. Yeah.
I know we're at an hour. I'm not on a time limit or anything, but is there anything like you want to ask me or something that would make for like a good podcast clip?
I'm gonna say I think you should start your own podcast for sure. You like
Really?
socializing? Yeah, absolutely.
Do you
Yes,
say
sir.
that to every girl that comes on here?
Look back at the videos. Did I say it in any of those?
I don't know. I didn't watch them all through.
If you watch them all through, you'll realize I didn't say it to everybody because everybody had their own different vibe. You know what I mean? And some of them had a different vibe when they were off camera, but we're not going to get into that. The thing is, yeah, the thing is, this is a good vibe. This is cool. You like socializing. You've kept conversation more than any guest I've ever had on, which is kind of impressive to me. I think you should start one. Absolutely. The topics are going to be up to you. I can't tell you what topics to start because I don't
Oh,
know
I don't
that.
need help with that. I can figure that out.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
it's more like, I don't know. I guess it feels embarrassing to put it out there at first when nobody would be listening.
You got to start somewhere. When I first started, I only had 5 people listening. Next thing I knew, I'm a year in and hella people. You know, it's a growing process. You can't be embarrassed by shit like that. I've
Honestly,
had
I think
people.
I'm gonna do it. I
I've
think
had
I'm gonna
people.
do it.
I've had people talk shit about this YouTube because I, started doing the visual parts of podcasting like 7 to 8 months ago, and people still talk shit because I don't have as many subscribers. But hey, I'm at 1.6K, so we're getting somewhere. It is what
Dude,
it is.
take your time. I'd say give it 3 years. Like
Absolutely.
I look at certain like influencers or even celebrities and how long it took them, and I'm like, it literally takes belief in yourself and patience. And I'm not per se trying to be an influencer, but I don't know. Also, for like some background on me, I was recruited to be on two. I don't like to say this because it sounds like I'm trying to flex, but I was recruited to be on two major reality shows during COVID. One was The Bachelor, and one was Red Table Talk. And
I
then
thought you was about to say the what the fuck is that shit where they can't be
Too
intimate.
Hot to Handle or whatever.
Yeah, I thought you was about to say that shit.
I don't think I'm hot enough for that one, but and I'm not fishing for compliments. But no, it was The Bachelor, Matt's season, and then Red Table Talk, and they both found me on TikTok before I had any followers. It was literally just like a video of me talking, and messaged me on Instagram, and that's when I was like, okay, like it didn't end up working out because of COVID on one of them, and then on Red Table Talk, I was supposed to do this segment on like mixed people, and that was literally the weekend. I also signed an NDA, so hopefully they don't sue me. But that was literally the weekend that everything like went down with like Will Smith, and like there was a bunch of other stuff going on, that was when like the Ukraine crisis was going on, so they canceled the
Yeah.
segment. I think I'm just not allowed to talk about what the segment was about, so we're fine.
No,
But
yeah, you
maybe
good.
like
You good.
cut out the part where I said it was about mixed people. I don't know. Is this live? Whatever. I don't think they're gonna sue me. This was 2 years ago, but that's when I was like, okay, I've been recruited to be on two literal primetime TV shows with A-list celebrities. Like, why would I not believe in myself enough to put my voice out there on the internet?
I would think, yeah, if they hit you up to be on these shows like that, you have what it takes. They hit you up for a reason. At that point, don't even take my word for it. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Go
just
for
a
it.
slow process. You want
It
to
is.
snap your fingers and like be
It
there,
is.
but
It is. Everything is a process. Everything
I
you
think a
do,
podcast would be good because yeah, I think like being able to. So,
start it. Start it. I'll even help you start it. No problem.
uh, how like when you started, did you have guests on right away? Was that the vibe? Because I feel like
It
the
was
first
just
year I would
me.
just want to talk.
So it started back in December. It was just me, my homie Michael, my homie Trent. Made our very first episode back December of last year. And after that, they started getting kind of busy with their daily lives. So, and I did too, but I still had more time to kind of put effort into it. So I was like, fuck it, I'll take over for now. And ever since then, I've been getting guests on, doing what I can to get guests on, and eventually, I book up the week before the week even fucking starts. So, I think I'm at a good place right now.
Do people
Could be
flake
better.
on you?
There's times where they do, you're gonna get that sometimes,
Yeah.
because they either get too shy to get on or something actually does come up. It's part of it. That's part of the whole backstory of podcasting. That if you want to have guests on,
Yeah. Well, I thought you were very professional and like on it, and yeah,
I
so
try to be like professional, but not sound too bodish. If that makes sense, too fake.
yeah.
For you to get on. That's the ultimate goal because you can sound too fake and you can also sound too unprofessional. You got to be like right in the middle.
Exactly. You don't want to be like the corporate,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
stiff, but no, you were good. So
yeah. I loved having you on. You have a good vibe to you, and honestly, I see myself being friends with you, for sure, for sure.
cool.
You know,
Well, let's be friends. Are you allowed to
Absolutely.
have female friends? I don't mean that in an offensive way at all. I'm a girl's girl. So, like, if your fiance was like, oh, no, he can't have female friends, I'm like, I don't
No,
know.
I'm
I'm
allowed to.
offended.
Just you just can't be flirty. You just can't be flirty.
Well, we're in different states. So, I'd be happy to, like, do another podcast or, like, just talk about social media stuff if you want to.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And if you ever need help, I got you for sure. You
Okay.
know what are friends for? You know what I'm saying?
Sounds good. Well, it was nice to meet you.
It was nice meeting you too. Keep doing your thing. Let me know when you're starting that podcast, and I'll
I
help you
will.
out.
Thank you
Absolutely.
for the idea. Have a good night.
Oh yeah, you too. That was
Bye.
GMT season 3, episode 3. That was Aleah. Go ahead, shout your socials out before you dip out.
Oh, yeah. So it's Aleah wouldn't want to be ya. I think I might need a new username. This is like 2019. I think I was high and made this during COVID, but it's Aleah. That's my name. Aleah. Wouldn't wanna be like yeah. Or you can just search Aleah Kadri on TikTok or Aleah Kadri on Instagram. AleahKadry is my Instagram, and then you can find everything from there.
Oh yeah,
So yeah.
y'all tap in. Y'all give her a follow. Show her some love. She on the rise too. Y'all stay tuned to that.
All right. Have a good night.
Yep, you too.
Bye.